just gonna say it. It's your girl Sean Hill, and welcome to Keep It Moving podcast with my boy
Mike B
and
me, JT.
Nobody.
So we're gonna keep this moving. The energy is just all the way up. I'm the host this time.
That's what they say.
Celebrating his birthday tomorrow, so woo!
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday!
Turn down, JT. Turn down.
You can't turn.
They don't say that.
Nah.
Turn up. Turn up for Jesus.
Jesus in it.
They don't say that either.
No,
They never say that.
not in the club. They don't. They be like, turn down for what? For whom? No, they don't say Jesus. They don't say none of that. No.
Right on. Well, we gonna turn up.
And we're gonna keep it moving because that's the name of it.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about today, y'all. I mean, I have a couple things we can talk about because you're looking at me like, Heifer, you supposed to. Okay.
We gonna follow your lead, host.
Okay. Hey, I'm new to this, like any job, we don't pay attention that well until we put on the spot. So we about to rock it out.
Right on.
I just want to clear up a rumor. Robin Givens is not dead because people were circulating her picture that said Robin Williams. And I just wanted y'all to know that Robin Williams, he's the gentleman who did all the quirky sounds and was the voice for Genie in Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Not Robin Givens, who was married to Mike Tyson. So just want to clear that up. Yeah, on Facebook, Instagram, had a little photo of her.
They just run around.
R.I.P. And I'm like, no, she's not dead.
That's not
already.
It's been a lot of like reposts, retweets of people talking about people.
Yeah.
But the pictures that they're showing is definitely the wrong people.
Right.
And it's the wrong person, wrong name.
Yeah.
They got Robin and
ran with it.
Oh no, she gone.
She was so pretty.
Yeah.
They had that old boomerang photo, like that's what they had on the old boomerang photo, and I'm like,
oh man.
That's not the right person. I didn't know she wasn't Caucasian because that's who was dead, a Caucasian man. And we're all from the Show Me State, or I'm from the Show Me State, y'all.
Yeah,
that's usually
make that clear.
I'm not from Missouri. I'm from Kansas.
Well, I'm from Missouri. I'm from the other side of the street. I crossed over the street at the light, made a left, and right now we have a lot going on in our sister city of the state, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Ferguson.
Too much going on, goddamn.
Missouri. Yeah.
Too much.
I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. They arresting news anchors and them out there trying to report the story. I'm like, now, what was that doing? I'm not trying to get y'all fired up. I'm just saying. Just want to give a prayer, to all those who are going through it, and the struggle is real. There we go. It's like
straight up.
It's really real.
Straight up. The riots happened in St. Louis after the what was the boy's name?
Michael Brown.
That got killed. But it seems like it's just continual, like shit. That's going on. All of a sudden people posting police shit on YouTube and Facebook and like where all this shit come from.
They had collages of all these other people that were having these similar cases within the last couple of months. All these other cases in various cities of individuals being slain by law enforcement unlawfully, or I guess.
Did they have like a conference or something?
No,
like early in the year, just to amp up?
You have to Google or YouTube.
How many conversations you said?
The police had a convention. They said, turn up. And they turned
the motherfucker up.
School is in session. They said school's about to start. We're about to learn some people.
I don't know what's going on, man. I saw the video of dude just that lady on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, where they do that at?
And he was punching old girl in the face as if he gave nail.
MMA.
He didn't care who was punching. He didn't care if she had kids. He didn't care nothing about it. I mean,
I got this.
You would have thought that like she had just come from his house, killing everybody.
And he watched her do it. That's why he was catching up. That's how.
She probably just called him officer.
And
he took it from there.
I tell you.
You gonna learn that, no?
I don't understand, man. All this, I don't have too much to say, cause I'm wiped out. you know, the Trayvon thing, we was update on update on update on update.
Yeah. But it was needed because, well, with Trayvon, and then that's the thing that a lot of people are having issues with. When we have like big cases like this where everybody gets involved, people start to get pissed off. Yeah. Like we had people are thinking that the only reason that we are talking about Michael Brown is the fact that a white police officer allegedly, well, I don't know what color the police officer was, but a police officer definitely killed this man. Yeah. And so people are upset, or not really people, black folk are upset because they like, why y'all don't come and protest and do all this when it's black on black crime?
Picture this, they got video now of like an hour before. I just saw this probably like 2 hours ago. Dude, they said he allegedly robbed like a little convenience store or something. You saw that shit?
Yeah. And grabbed. See, what happened was initially the Ferguson Police Department wasn't going to release the name of the police officer. And after seeing the people down in Ferguson like rioting, and then I mean they was rioting, looting, taking like unnecessary. They was doing a lot.
Everything for free.
But they said the people that were doing that weren't necessarily from Ferguson. It was like other people who saw that as an opportunity,
right?
To come in.
And that makes sense.
So that hurt them even more so because they're grieving and they're like, we already have issues, but you're causing more difficulties for those who live here.
Yeah, it's no free for all.
So it was like it was like an opportunist type thing that they came in and started.
I'd say probably like 10% anger, and then 90% just food.
Yeah.
You know, they just carried on that shit.
When they did the looting part, because that didn't benefit your cause when you start tearing up your own neighborhood,
right?
And that's when it was like, hey, they not from this area, so
right?
That's why they tearing it up. They tearing up their own neighborhood.
Like, now you just get your coffee there right before you went to work. Now you're like, oh fuck, I did slam that shit away.
Do you agree with withholding or?
Well, I understood why they withheld the officer's name because at that point people were ready, and I wouldn't blame them if they're like, this guy did it, kill him. They released it today, yeah. But at the same time, when I think it was the chief of police that was releasing his name as he gave his press conference, they also released this video that you're talking about of this guy who's supposedly. Allegedly Michael Brown in a convenience store, like you said, he was strong on the clerk or whoever it was. Like we saw him reach behind the counter and grab like a carton of cigarettes or whatever.
Some old
bullshit items that he didn't even have on his person when he got shot.
I'm gonna take that shit.
Yeah, he kind of pumped the clerk or whatever. But and I think the family, from what I read earlier today, the family was like, or maybe the lawyers of the family was like, it was him. But that don't have shit to do with anything. And they asked the police, the chief, like, okay, well, why did y'all decide to release this now? When you released the name of the police officer, he was like, the media wanted, the media asked for it.
They just wanted to get, the out eyes of the cop.
Yeah,
he was a thug.
Yes,
he was a thug. Look at him.
But it still doesn't explain why he shot this man down, cold blood.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, not in my opinion.
Surveillance from the apartments and the buildings surrounding it in the police car, even though they say they don't have it. You can find it from the store. You can't find it nowhere else. They were taking people's cell phones and everything else. They didn't want.
And then they were saying like a lot of the police weren't talking to the witnesses that were actually there.
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to build their own story.
We gotta get this together, dog. Like, okay, I was standing here. You was there, so this is what happened.
But fucked up now.
Now, people like everybody's been talking shit about the people who were like looting and all that shit, rioting. That's stupid because it doesn't help the cause. Right. But when you constantly have to deal with authority figures abusing their power and then just killing innocent people. And I guess I used the word innocent, and he didn't have a gun. And I thought police
and jury.
I thought they were trained to like subdue instead of kill. No. Now they shoot first, and then we got to figure out how we gonna.
Right. Like we don't need that. We don't need no.
Like you should have known. Like they trying to groom us to this is how we gonna do it from now on.
So what are we supposed to do? What are people supposed to do in order to stop this, prevent this from happening? Or is this something that we will never be able to stop?
But they've been doing it for decades. This is just coming to light now because this younger group, they weren't bought up in the 50s and 60s, and just as late as the 70s, they still had a white-only water fountains downtown Chicago. So I'm saying it's been going on for decades. It's just now the younger group, Generation X, they said they didn't have nothing to live for, they didn't have nothing to contribute. They're coming back like, hey, this is not right. They weren't used to just racism up in their face like back in the day. Mm-hmm. It's more subtle now. They've gone underground with how they treat people, but it's where you're getting all these negatives as a culture. They have it where we're already set up in the systems, in education, judicial, whatever you have it, we're looked at as being criminals and dangerous. Mm-hmm. We're the only ones, even our children, like they don't chastise and harass other nationalities or races like they do us, and it becomes a norm. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be like that, and that's it's coming to head. It's a boiling point. People are getting tired of paying taxes and working hard to be treated like they literally have done stuff, when a lot of times these cases, they look a certain way, therefore they're profiled, and then you at the end of the day, when you actually do your research, they don't even fit the profile in which you were trying to shove them in. They don't. A lot of times they don't. So it's one of those things where a lot of people are very angry. Like tomorrow, downtown J.C. Nichols Plaza, they're having a march at 9 a.m. pertaining to this, just to show support for St. Louis. Kansas City's doing the same thing.
Yeah, I also seen New York. I think they did it in Times Square.
Yep,
also
they shut
did
it down.
Howard, was it Howard University?
Yep.
But a lot of people are basically showing solidarity, just trying to do what we can peacefully. But what do y'all think about Reverend Al? Like, a lot of people can't stand Reverend Al, and they think he's an opportunist.
I think he's bold. I think he cares somewhat, but I think the other side.
If he don't do it, who's gonna say it?
Who's gonna stand up?
But just because he's out there, is he the right person though?
But if no one else is stepping up, he is the only person. Someone has to voice it. Someone has to say what's uncomfortable.
I think there probably are voices out there. They don't have the cameras in the face like him.
Right. Well, I know a lot of young people. They're very fed up. They're educated. They're in school. They're laid back, and they don't seem like they do a lot. They just want to take care of themselves and their families, and yet they are feeling compelled to be a part of this. And even in Ferguson, the people who were protesting, they didn't have weapons, but yet they're being met with tear gas. I mean, if you compare the pictures from the 50s to the pictures now, there's a lot of similarity as to how they're doing it. They even had it where on a webcast, they showed how, like back in June, a group of anti-government, heavily armed, decided to protest and show off their firearms to the local police, and they decided to just let it dissipate and not engage them. Whereas Ferguson, they're not armed, they're just protesting. The looting and stuff was done and over with. That wasn't continuing. These are now just people standing up saying, hey, we're not having this anymore. That was so unfair and not right. And they're being met with the firearms and everything else.
They pop their ass with them rubber bullets and all that shit.
But you understand, the big difference is how they're handling it because of the culture, because of the race, who it involves. That anti-government, they showing the guns, they showing the bulletproof vests, they showing all the assault rifles and all that.
Motherfucker would.
Right, and they said, you know what, y'all peacefully enjoy yourselves. We gonna be over here if y'all need us. This, on the other hand, is like, hey, we are not gonna take maybe bullets and stuff.
But just being devil's advocate for a second, maybe because I'm sure they all came after the riots and the looting and burning down the building. I can understand now we need a heavier force here to kind of, because we never know when somebody gonna say one thing to pop shit off again. Because we everybody's emotions is like real high, and all you got to do is say the wrong thing. Like even here, right now, like you're safe. I love you, but anybody else can just say the wrong thing, and I'm ready to just snap.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And it's JT. Watch out. I don't want to have to snap on.
I already know you is my age. Goddamn it.
But no, being serious, it makes me angry, very, very angry. The fact that we still are going through this bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm done. I really have no more words. I'm pretty much.
But then, I feel like as black men, we can't be done.
No, I'm just saying, as far as the show and just talking, you know.
Well, we got to talk about it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we got to talk about it, but what's new about it?
The situation, nothing. It's been going on.
It's been going the same.
It's like
shit.
There's 1, 2, 3. We have like 4 or 5 generations that are still living in my family that I'm constantly in communication with, and it's just something now that's part of, like, just like you teach your babies your ABCs, you teach them certain keywords as to knowing that you're not welcome in that area. You teach them certain areas in the state, even the modern. This is 2014, where you know your baby. You tell them. You do not go over here. You do not talk to these people. You do not go over, because it's not safe for you. Your friends, they don't realize it because that is where they were cultivated. That's where they grew up. But you've been an outsider. Now, baby, you can't go over there. You can't hang out with them because of their parents' beliefs. Not because of the child has been tainted just yet. The kids they're still innocent, but I'm having to teach them. I've actually had to teach my babies, like, take them to exhibits to see history and let them identify certain flags, certain emblems, so that when they're out and about, they can recognize it too. Just like certain words, people will say words to your children, and they don't know it. Because they know the kids ain't gonna know it, because they think all the parents is just ignorant and they ain't gonna teach their babies. I've been teaching my babies.
You got to.
So it's like, and I have 2 little grown men, and I'm growing, bringing up, and then I have a daughter, and it's like that's terrible. You think at this time, day and age, you wouldn't have to teach them the evils in life.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get worse. It ain't gonna get just all of a sudden better.
But they act like this is all of a sudden, and they don't realize, like, we can complain all they want because we always look like the angry individuals in corporate America.
Because we are.
We're not angry. It's just we see it's always a double standard. It's always a blind eye to certain things that other people can do and say, and then you have to work 5, 10 times harder to prove the same, or if not better, and then still get no recognition. So we don't went off onto a whole nother subject. Or
no, this is the same stuff. Yeah. Same stuff.
I know. I was just been.
Oh, we paying attention.
Yeah. You got my 75.
I got your 75.
Yeah.
Woo! Wait till we hit that 100 mark.
JT will never pay attention.
I know. He's not.
Too much.
He got the glasses on so we don't see his eyes wandering. He's thinking, unplug the.
But please continue to keep not just Ferguson, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. Keep
the world,
United States.
Yes, because I mean, even the stuff that's happening in the United States is happening in other countries.
Oh,
yes.
and they don't
have a voice. They don't have, like, a lot of countries don't have the internet or they the capabilities. Internet, I'm saying, well,
say something, Mike.
I don't want to say countries, other countries, but people can't afford to have the internet.
Okay.
So they can't really let you know what the hell's going on with them.
I think it's more so it's not that they can't afford it, it's just that the government and those particular individuals who are the powers that be, they do a better effort of covering up or making sure the communications do not get out. Kind of like with the whole no-fly zone over Ferguson. They don't want people documenting exactly what's going on. This is something that after a while it will disappear out of the headlines and you will not hear from it. A lot of those other cases that are popping up that have been happening since June and July, those cases, they hit the media for 1 or 2 days and then they disappeared. So it's one of those things, less people with their cell phones out, less news coverage, the easier it is to brush it underneath the rug until the next time everybody's like, now look here. See, sir, I can't turn no more cheeks. You done hit this one, that one, and both backside. We're gonna have to settle up.
I ain't got no more cheeks.
I ain't got no more cheeks.
That's what it is. I ain't got no more cheeks.
Cheeks gone. Cheeks gone. Okay, well, it's your girl Sean Hill, and we signing off. And
peace.